I had gotten the best grade in my class, and my parents finally said they would come with me for a checkup on my heart. It was raining hard outside. I waited for 3 hours, but I still couldn't get through to their phones. I walked through the water to the bus stop and went to the hospital by myself. Then, I got a short message from my parents. It said, "We have something urgent to handle." I looked at my phone and saw a new post from my cousin Lily. The picture showed my two parents cooking. The caption said, "My aunt and uncle are the best. I said I couldn't make noodles, and they came over to cook for me." I might have gotten really angry about this before. But now, as I lay in my hospital bed, I calmly ate a bite of my cold takeout and commented on her post, "Why call them aunt and uncle? Just call them mom and dad." Later, I packed my things and went to another country to start a new life. My parents were very upset. Today was supposed to be the day my parents promised to take me for my heart checkup, but it started raining really hard. I waited from 6 in the morning until 9, and the water was up to my ankles, but I still couldn't reach my parents on the phone. I was soaking wet and couldn't wait any longer. I decided to go to the bus stop alone through the water. As I used my card to get on the bus, a notification popped up on my phone. It was a post from my cousin Lily. She showed a picture of my parents wearing aprons with little bear patterns cooking for her. It looked like a very nice family scene. Her caption said, "My aunt and uncle are the best. They came right over to make me food when I said I couldn't cook noodles. I'm the luckiest girl in the world." They were always so impatient with me. They would say things like, "Can't you just order takeout? Don't you know how busy we are? Is something so small really worth bothering us for?" Back then, I believed them and thought they were just very busy. So I stopped asking them for help. When I got the best grade in my class, my parents said they would give me one wish. I thought about it for a long time and then carefully asked if they could come with me for my heart checkup the day after tomorrow. They agreed right away. I was really looking forward to that day. But now, just because of one comment from Lily, they left me to spend 3 hours making her a meal. 3 hours of cold wind and rain made my heart feel so cold that I didn't even have the energy to question them. I still had to get to the hospital, so I quickly commented on her post, "Don't call them aunt and uncle, call them mom and dad." Then I turned off my phone, rode the bus, and finally got to the hospital. Lily is my cousin. Her parents died when she was young. My parents felt sorry for her and brought her to live with us. Back then, I was really happy to have a little sister to keep me company. But Lily always wanted to take my things, my toys, my room, even my parents. My parents often ignored it. They would say, "Lily doesn't have parents anymore. Can't we give her a little more love? Don't be so selfish." Because of the constant stress, I developed heart disease and needed to take medicine and go for checkups regularly. My parents thought I was faking it, saying I was too young to try and get their attention. No matter what I did, they always liked Lily more. It was like I was an orphan myself. I had to study on my own, cook for myself, and go to the hospital alone. I would get angry, hoping to get a little more love from them. Instead, they would yell at me in front of everyone for being so selfish and manipulative, saying I couldn't stand my sister. Many times I wondered if I had done something wrong, but seeing other parents comforting their kids in the hospital, I knew the answer. Some parents really do love their kids that much. I was just unlucky. After being out in the cold rain, my head was throbbing. I looked very pale and almost fainted. A nurse saw how I was and quickly got me a room. Lying in the hospital bed, I finally caught my breath. Then my phone started ringing a lot. As soon as I answered, Mom started yelling at me. "Sarah, what did you mean by that comment to your sister? Don't you know she lost her parents young? How could you be so mean and upset her like that? She was trying to make noodles and burned her hand, so we came back to make food for her. You're not dying. You always pretend to be sick to make us care about you. We've always given you everything. How did I end up with such a selfish, jealous daughter?" I felt like arguing wouldn't help anymore. In their eyes, I was always just trying to cause trouble and get attention. After 3 hours of heavy rain, I couldn't reach them once. But now, just one comment, and in less than half an hour, they were worried enough to defend my cousin. Did they ever worry about me having a heart attack? I didn't want to know anymore. Seeing that I wasn't saying anything, Mom continued, sounding like she had won. Not talking? Feeling like you didn't get enough again? Do you want me to say sorry? Her words got meaner and meaner. I just hung up and sent them the bill for my hospital stay. After a while, Dad sent me a message. It's not like your mom means it that way. You're grown up now. You should learn to be independent. Going to the doctor alone is the first step. You're doing great now. Lily is your sister, too. She needs us, as you know. You understand, right? My feelings became strangely calm. I replied simply, I know. Dad seemed relieved, maybe feeling that it wasn't completely fair to me. In a rare moment, he tried to make things better. Take good care of yourself. I'll bring you food later. Let's not argue anymore. We're all family. In the past, I would have been really happy to hear that, but now I just felt calm and said thanks. They always did that, being mean to me and then trying to make up for it, keeping me hoping for a love that was barely there. But now, I didn't want their love or them. I realized that I was better off not expecting anything from them. Lying in a hospital bed that smelled like cleaning fluid, I was so hungry my stomach felt empty. I waited until 2 in the afternoon for someone to bring food, but no one did. So I made myself order takeout. Watching the rain outside, I texted my parents. I ordered food, no need to bring anything. Lily started crying on the other end. Sorry, sis. It would be better if I wasn't around. I'm the reason they're busy. Don't be mad at them. They're on their way as soon as they're done eating with me. Can you wait a little longer? The next second, my mom called, angry. What do you mean? I said I'd bring you food. Why are you acting like a victim? Do you want everyone to think we're bad to you? Enough with this nonsense. We've done enough as your parents. Why aren't you grateful? Lily cried because of you. Go apologize. I calmly replied, I'm not angry or trying to act pitiful. Look, my delivery arrived, and I just didn't want you to make an unnecessary trip. I sent her a picture of my rain-soaked takeout. Mom was silent. Then, she sent me some money saying, get something nice, as if we treat you poorly. I ate my cold takeout, trying not to feel sick. After eating, all I wanted was to rest. Worrying too much was pointless. For 2 weeks while I was in the hospital for a checkup, I dragged my weak body and the heavy IV pole across the hospital from my room to the pharmacy. I got very good at it. My doctor suggested that my parents should look into medical options in other countries where the treatment would be better. This was important. As my legal guardians, my parents needed to know. But I just smiled and said, I'm an adult now, I can handle it myself. I signed the forms calmly. In that moment, I was thankful to be an adult. At 18, it was time to start my own life, not be stuck in family drama. 2 weeks later, I flew to another country for treatment. I didn't bother telling my parents because I figured they wouldn't care anyway. When I got home after getting better, it was very quiet. As I expected, they were probably with Lily. I didn't even ask. Being alone was fine. I wanted something to eat, but the fridge was full of Lily's favorite foods. I noticed some milk that had gone bad, so I threw it out, took my medicine, and went upstairs to sleep. The sound of laughter woke me up. Downstairs, Lily and my parents were talking, surrounded by new clothes and jewelry for her. When they saw me, my parents seemed surprised, looking me up and down like they had never seen me before. Lily, pretending to be concerned, asked, when did you get out of the hospital? Why didn't you let Mom and Dad pick you up? Are you still mad? I said, I saw you were busy, so I came home by myself. I think it's time I learned to be independent. Mom's smile disappeared. Before, I would have gotten upset whenever they took Lily out without me. Now my calmness made them uneasy. Mom stood up quickly. How was the hospital? We've been too busy to visit you. It's good you're back. There's chicken soup in the fridge. Let me heat it up for you. She opened the fridge and her face turned dark. Did you drink Lily's milk? Lily was underweight when she came to live with us, so they made sure she had fresh milk every morning. I only got regular milk. I replied lightly, it expired, so I tossed it. Mom started yelling. Liar! Lily's milk is delivered fresh every day. How could it expire? You must have drunk it. Why are you so greedy? Isn't regular milk good enough? Why do you have to ruin the mood as soon as you get home? How did I end up with such a selfish daughter? Why is your heart so mean? Auntie, Sarah didn't mean it. Don't be mad, Lily said. If she wants, she can have my milk. Mom's anger grew. I sighed, took the spoiled, lumpy milk out of the trash, and said, I wasn't lying. Can this prove I'm telling the truth? I'm tired. I just want to rest. I won't touch anything that's not mine from now on. Mom, seeing how tired I was, surprisingly said, It's fine. It's not a big deal. Don't say that. This is your home too. I just made a noise to show I heard her and went upstairs. After a little while, there was a knock on my door. I opened it to find my dad standing there with a warm bowl of chicken soup and a sorry look on his face. Your mom and I misunderstood you. Please don't be mad at us. This is chicken soup your mom made for you. Drink it while it's hot. Mom peeked from behind him, looking like she wanted to say something, but honestly, I wasn't in the mood to try and figure out what they were thinking. I was exhausted and just waved it off. I'm sick. I can't eat greasy stuff like this. It'll just go to waste. Give it to Lily instead. It was a simple sentence, but it made Dad's eyes water. I didn't feel like comforting him, so I closed the door and went back to sleep. I slept well for once. They didn't bother me. When I went downstairs to get something to eat, I was surprised to find them waiting for me. As soon as I came down, Dad pulled out a chair for me to sit down. We haven't had a meal together in a while. These are all your favorite foods. Dig in. Mom kept putting shrimp and meat on my plate, but I didn't touch any of it. Lily said in a smug voice, Aunt and Uncle sure care about you a lot, cousin. As soon as you arrive, it's like they forget about me. So much meat. I never get this. I guess when you have parents, you have someone to spoil you. Mom's face turned pale when she heard Lily's words. She turned to me, looking unhappy. What more do you want? I've apologized, I care about you, and I'm trying my best to make it up to you. Why can't we just forget the past and move on? Why all this drama? I explained, I said it at the start, but you didn't listen. I really can't eat it, and it's not what I need. Mom was speechless, looking shocked. Lily suddenly started crying. Sis, are you upset because of me? Aunt and Uncle do love you. They just show it wrong. Don't be mad at them, okay? If you don't like me, I'll leave and never come back to your home. She started to get up. After hearing Lily's words, Mom's face turned even colder and angrier. She's ungrateful. We raised her, and she's still not happy. I see you as my own daughter. You're part of this family, and she doesn't get to decide what happens here. I didn't want to hear any more of their nonsense. I put down my chopsticks and nodded slightly. I finished eating. You all carry on. Then I went back upstairs. Behind me, I could hear Mom's loud complaining. How did I raise such a rude daughter? I regret having her. Lily pretended to comfort her. Auntie, don't be mad. I'm here for you. I didn't look back. Lily's little tricks didn't work on me anymore. I decided I wanted nothing from this house or these people. My parents seemed upset with me for not appreciating them. For days, they ignored me but took Lily to aquariums and amusement parks. It didn't bother me. Even when I used to get the best grades, I would beg them to go, and they never agreed. After barely surviving the hospital, I went to the aquarium alone and made my dream come true all by myself. Since no one loved me, I would just focus on loving myself. While they played, I spent all my time learning English and could now speak fluently with people from other countries. The day I would leave to study abroad was almost here. I sat by the window looking at the bright moon, eagerly waiting for that day to come. 3 days later, they came home with Lily. She was wearing a pretty princess dress and holding a toy bunny. It looked like they had gone to Disney. When Mom saw me, she looked a bit uneasy. All good? Is there anything else? I've got to study. My parents froze. They thought I would be thinking about my mistakes after they had ignored me for days. I didn't care about their reaction. It was Dad who nudged Mom to say something. Mom then took out a shopping bag from behind her, showing me a dress. Sarah, take a look and see if you like this dress. I picked it out just for you. Mom was holding up the dress kindly, checking the size, but I just glanced at it and said calmly, This dress is too big. I can't wear it. Mom was in disbelief. How could that be? The dress fits Lily perfectly. How could it be too big on you? Mom insisted I try it on anyway. Only when she saw the oversized neckline and waist did she realize how long it had been since she took me shopping or bought me new clothes. Mom had tears in her eyes. "How did you get so thin?" Lily then said with a sly look. "You're thin like I used to be. From now on, all my stuff will be yours, sis. You have to get your health back, otherwise Auntie and Uncle will be heartbroken." "Sis, you're lucky to have such good parents. Why aren't you taking care of yourself?" I went to my room and shut the door. "Great, you can have my parents now. Consider yourselves a happy family." Lily started to cry, then cried even harder. I ignored the noise outside, put on my headphones, and started memorizing vocabulary. After my outburst, Lily apparently had a mental breakdown and was hospitalized. The doctors said she had severe depression. My parents have been by her side these last few days. While I was sitting on the couch practicing pronunciation from a video, the door opened. It was Mom. Her shirt collar was wet with sweat. She was clearly in a hurry. I noticed her looking at the milk I had set aside and casually said, "That's pure milk. Lily's was delivered this morning and put in the fridge." My mom looked embarrassed, shaking her hands, trying to explain. "That's not what I meant." She quickly went upstairs to pack some clothes for Lily and told me, "Lily has been really upset since her parents passed away. She needs to be in the hospital for therapy. Don't upset her. Be a good sister when she gets out." As she said this, she reached to throw away the fried rice on my table. "Eat less junk food. It's not like we can't afford better takeout. When you're alone at home, get yourself some chicken soup or duck soup to stay healthy. Look how thin you've become." Finally, she noticed my hand wrapped in a bandage. "What happened here?" Holding my hand, her words full of worry. "I haven't been gone long and you've already hurt yourself. Why do you always make me worry? Let me get the first aid kit and re-bandage you. With how clumsy you are, I'm sure you did a poor job treating it." I awkwardly pulled my hand away, my face saying no thanks. "It's nothing serious." She wanted to argue, but Lily's call interrupted. It was the first time I saw my mom look annoyed with Lily. "You should go. Lily probably needs help more," I said. Mom's face softened. She sighed and said, "I've grown up and become mature." She tried to pat my head, but I moved away. I just washed my hair. Mom awkwardly took her hand back. "Well, I'm leaving then." I ignored her. To my mom, my lack of arguing meant I was mature, not realizing that they themselves had made me this way, a daughter who once loved them with all her heart. Just then, my phone buzzed a lot with a message from Lily. "I've been in the hospital all this time, and Auntie and Uncle are always by my side. Don't you feel sorry for yourself?" I decided not to reply. Lily had become a big part of my mom's life and didn't forget to be nice to my dad. "Uncle, I want spicy chicken tonight. It's what I missed most while I was away." Dad was about to agree, but glanced at me on the sofa. "Sarah, is there anything in particular you want? I'll pick it up." I replied casually, "Anything's fine." Dad smiled, happy, agreeing with what Mom had said. To them, Lily's condition had somehow made me more mature, and I started acting like a real sister. Lily showed off various souvenirs from her trip. "Look, sister, this tie-dye dress is so pretty. Auntie made it for me. And this lacquered fan Uncle made, doesn't it match the dress perfectly?" I was leaving soon anyway, and Lily, in my eyes, was just acting silly. Lily got upset at my lack of interest, expecting me to get angry or at least upset. Her face turned mean. She pouted, squeezed out a few tears, and complained, "Uncle, Auntie, does my sister still hate me? I just wanted to share my happiness with her. Maybe I shouldn't have come home with you guys, but I just want loving parents." I gave a cold laugh. "Without parents? Please, you're surrounded by them. What else do you need?" Clutching her chest and saying she felt unwell, Mom and Dad didn't seem too worried this time. Maybe they were used to my heart problems, or embarrassed by Lily's overacting. They calmly gave her medicine and comforted her, but still told me off for being sarcastic. I shrugged and went upstairs with my tablet, only coming down for dinner. The table was full of spicy dishes, yet Mom still made chicken soup for me. Lily had gone back to normal, but looked gloomy. I knew why she was upset. She was jealous of the attention from mom and dad. I stayed alert, not wanting her to suddenly have another episode near me. Dad handed out freshly cut fruits from another country to both Lily and me. Lily, acting delicate because of her so-called illness, pouted. "Didn't you promise to buy special fruits just for me? Why are they the same as my cousins?" Dad, always trying to keep the peace, gave Lily a spoonful of spicy chicken. "You both have fruits from another country. You are both my good kids. Try the chicken and see if it tastes the same." Lily, of course, didn't let it go and turned her attention to my mom. "Auntie, I want fish, but I can't reach it." Mom lovingly took the bones out of the fish and put it in Lily's bowl. "Also need drumsticks." "Okay, whatever you want." After both drumsticks ended up in Lily's bowl, Mom remembered the chicken soup she made for me. "Here, Sarah, try this soup I made." Just as I reached for it, I saw Lily's sneaky look. She held her chest and leaned to the side, trying to spill the soup all over me. But I was ready, moving slightly as she fell to the floor, her head making a loud thud. Mom and Dad rushed over, putting down their bowls to check on Lily, trying to make her feel better with some cream. Mom suggested taking her to the hospital, but Lily immediately refused. "I'm fine, Auntie. I just had a headache and lost my balance. It's not my cousin's fault." I calmly sipped my soup. The taste familiar, but it didn't make me feel anything anymore. Lily said that because she wanted to stay home and keep an eye on me, worried that Mom and Dad might start giving me more attention again. I mean, really, I'm the one with a heart condition. If I had fallen like that, I would have been the one getting hurt. Mom was immediately upset. "Sarah, why do you always have to talk about death? Have we done something wrong to you? Do you really want to die that badly?" But Mom's tone changed as she spoke to Lily for the first time. "Lily, you're old enough now. Sarah can't always be looking out for you. If you have anything going on, just talk to your uncle and aunt, okay?" Back at the table, my mom gave me another chicken wing. "Sarah, Lily is still young, so you should be a little more patient with her. Chicken wings are quite tasty. Try some." I replied without much feeling and just watching the scene like someone on the outside. Dad gave Mom a look, unhappy that she wasn't being fair. So he picked up another chicken wing and put it in my bowl. "Sarah, have another chicken wing. Good things come in pairs, you know." But I still didn't say anything. They didn't realize until I put down my chopsticks that I had barely touched the chicken wings. Mom was about to ask why when the doorbell rang. My fried chicken delivery had arrived. Mom's anger grew with each passing moment. "Sarah, I put this food on your plate because I care and you wouldn't eat it. But then you ordered junk food. What does that mean?" Mom started complaining about how tiring these years had been for her. When she got really upset, she even raised her hand to hit me. That's when I finally looked up. "While you were traveling for the past month, I became pretty friendly with all the restaurant owners in the neighborhood. Mondays are for noodles, Tuesdays for fried rice, Wednesdays for spicy hot pot, Thursdays for fried chicken, and Fridays for rice bowls. And today just happens to be Thursday. That big order of fried chicken is all mine. Why can't I eat it?" Her eyes shifted away until she noticed Lily's chicken leg that had barely been touched. "Don't worry, Lily hates chicken legs more than anything, so this junk food isn't going anywhere near her." Noticing the change in the situation, Lily started her usual act of holding her chest, pretending to be in pain, and that's how this issue was forgotten. When people heard that I was going abroad, the restaurant owners all said how sad they were to lose their regular customer. One even offered to vacuum seal some food for me to take overseas. I felt a little touched just then, but then I heard a loud banging on my door. Dad stormed in, his eyes red, demanding to know why I hadn't told them about studying abroad. It turned out they found out from the delivery guy. "Sarah, how long were you planning to keep this a secret? Do you even see us as your parents? When did you ever ask? When did you ever show you cared? Weren't you the one who told me to be independent and not to bother you?" Dad said, trying to calm himself, while Mom just came into the room. "Sarah, I raised you myself. How can you just leave us and go abroad?" she said, crying in a way that seemed overdone, but her eyes looked excited. "You have Lily with you. Your lives won't change much." Hearing this, Mom cried even louder, hitting her leg dramatically. But you're our real daughter. Then Mom realized what she had just said. Lily, let your aunt explain. That's not what I meant. Lily shook her head and backed away as Mom, with her hands together as if begging, stepped closer. Tears rolled down Lily's face in disappointment and sadness. However, she didn't see the stairs right behind her. Lily fell backward, landing on her head, and passed out with a shocked scream. Mom was crying uncontrollably, and Dad, his face red with anger, slapped me across the face. I, too, fell heavily to the floor, feeling very dizzy, and I couldn't help but throw up. "Stop pretending," Dad said, only then realizing how serious the situation was. Both Lily and I ended up in the hospital. Neither of us was in serious danger. This time was different, though. Mom stayed with Lily as usual, but Dad took care of me. When I slowly opened my eyes, Dad looked very sorry, quietly saying how he had made mistakes. "Lily, Daddy was wrong. I just lost my temper. Can you forgive me?" "Then what do we need the police and laws for? Besides, you didn't even say you're sorry." Dad's face turned red with embarrassment, but he didn't say anything else to me. "Lily, how about I peel you an apple?" I turned away and hid under the covers. I wanted to sleep. Dad looked like he wanted to get angry, but held it back since we were in the hospital. He just said coldly, "You can forget about ever going abroad," before storming out. Parents are always like this. Afraid you won't do well enough and pushing you to try harder, but also scared you'll go too far and forget about home. As the days to studying abroad got closer, my parents took turns watching over me like I was a prisoner. One day, Mom came to bring me food with a fresh red mark on her cheek. Her eyes looked tired from not sleeping. She laid out the simple meal with a smile. "Sarah, I don't know if you like these dishes, but there's no chili in them, so maybe try a bite." There was a pleading look in her eyes. With Lily causing problems these past few days, my quietness made me seem better in comparison. Dad and Mom finally started noticing my good qualities, so now they wanted to offer a little of the love I used to want so much, hoping I would stay. But it was too late. I had grown up and was going to leave. Just as I took a bite, the door burst open with a bang. It was Lily, her eyes red and angry. She threw herself at Mom, yelling loudly, "Auntie, you promised you'd be there for me. Why didn't you come today? You even said you'd make chili chicken and then you changed your mind. Weren't you supposed to care about me? Why did you say that my cousin is your real daughter? Were all these years of you being good to me just a lie?" Then she turned towards me, her eyes full of anger. "What right do you have to get Uncle and Auntie's love? You're the one everyone hates." And she threw the sauce, which splashed onto my arm, instantly turning it red. "Sarah, I want you dead. Once you're gone, Uncle and Auntie will only have me." Lily had a fruit knife in her hand. As she ran at me wildly, I quickly got off the bed, trying to move out of the way. The floor was slippery with the spilled food, and I fell down, feeling pain. The knife looked dangerous as it was about to come down on me, but thankfully my dad arrived just in time, grabbing Lily by the shoulder and pulling her back. Lily fell to the ground, still cursing. "Sarah, I want you dead. Only when you're gone can I be happy. Why didn't your heart condition kill you back then? No one loves you anyway, you might as well die early." "Uncle, you hit me," she said, looking completely shocked. Then she suddenly became determined and ran towards the window, climbing onto the ledge. "Uncle, did you forget how my mom trusted me to you before she died? They say that when a mother dies, the uncle takes over, but that's all lies. You never loved me, so I might as well die and join my parents sooner." My mom helped me up from the floor, begging Lily not to do anything stupid. "Lily, come down. Let's talk this over, okay?" Lily cried even harder. "You always said that I was more sensible than Sarah, that you felt sorry for me, and that you wanted to be good to me. But now you're liking Sarah more, pushing me to this point." Lily's words made everyone there think about themselves. I never expected my painful memories to be brought up by this annoying cousin. Through tears, Mom kept saying it wasn't like that, reminding Lily that she had been with us for over 10 years. As she reached for Lily's hand, I saw a mocking smile on Lily's face. "Fine, then stay with me forever." Lily pulled Mom down with her, but thankfully, the fall wasn't from a very high place, and both were taken to the emergency room with injuries that weren't life-threatening. After they were released from the hospital, I went to see Lily with my suitcase. Even though she was in a coma, she was still quietly saying her parents' names. Dad's hair looked gray overnight, and his eyes held so much sadness as he looked at me. Are you really leaving? We'll see. Dad gave a sad smile. I understand, kid. The education and medical help in that other country will be better for you. Just promise to call us often. I just said plainly, you should focus on taking care of Lily's mental health first. We're all just victims here, right? They all knew I wouldn't come back. Being with such parents who made me feel trapped. Maybe leaving them with Lily, who always wanted their love. To make each other miserable was the best way. On the way to the airport, the wind blew through the falling leaves outside the window, like it was happily saying goodbye to me. A thought suddenly came to my mind. Wherever the wind blows freely. From now on, I'm going to find my own happiness.